Yes, and the girls are back.
Yes.
Hey.
Here.
Yeah.
Listen,
What's up?
Yeah.
I love when the white men scream for us. Okay, it's so good to be back.
Sure.
How are y'all doing, ladies? Oh my God, it's
Doing
November.
okay. It is.
It's
A lot's
Scorpio
going on
season. It's the
already.
best season.
Okay.
I'm lit
So
because,
they
my
say.
birthday's Monday.
It is.
Okay, yes. Come on now. There's a lot of things to rejoice in on this good Thursday, even though
Mhm.
there are some things to be very depressed about, girl. We're going to congratulate the girls of OLFP. Okay, because first of all, Bondy is alive to fight another day. Let's start
Okay.
there.
Okay.
But Jami just got married, nuptials.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I
Our
did.
beautiful
Okay.
bride.
And
Yes.
Necey just got her real estate license and is out here making content, letting you hoes know she's selling houses in the Dallas area. Yes.
Come
Period.
on. Come
Yes.
on.
Yes. Okay. I needed to hear all right.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. So congratulations, my girls. You all
Thank
are
you.
so
Thank you.
impressive and amazing. And I love that we're friends and we do this together. And y'all are always making me work harder. So I appreciate
Shit,
y'all.
likewise.
Right.
That's
Listen.
amazing.
Okay, listen, I like it. You know what I mean? Like you need like a
Absolutely.
group of friends that's like
Yeah.
everybody is doing something. So you can't be the bum friend, girl.
Doing something all the time. Shit.
Okay.
Whew. Listen.
Yes.
So Jami,
Yes.
how was it? Tell us.
Oh, it was awesome. It was great. It was small, intimate. Okay. About 50 people. I felt like that list was a little long, but once we got in there and how the planner had it set up like the runway style, it was perfect. Y'all know I had a non-traditional reception. I did a cake and champagne reception, and that was absolutely beautiful. We did do our first dance as husband and wife. We did that. It was just nice. I was concerned about the flow and stuff because I knew that it wasn't going to be, the usual like wedding that people are used to seeing. But we got a lot of compliments on it, and people just had like a great time. The DJs was on point. It was a time. I had a really, really good time. My mama was still talking to me about it last night, like still talking to me about that. So it was great. I definitely felt the love. I had been emotional since like that Friday night. I think it may have started Thursday actually, but I had just been, emotional since then, and it was just great, y'all. I could barely walk down the aisle before I was just like face giving,
What
scrunch and
song?
tears.
What song did you walk
Oh
down the aisle
yes,
to?
so this is the song I walked down
Yes.
the aisle to. I walked down the aisle to a very old song by David Hollister called "Forever," and it's a
Mm.
beautiful song that nobody can find on music, like on music platforms. It's no
Oh
longer
wow.
available. I stumbled upon it on because I remember this song from when I was like in high school, and I said, "Oh, I love this song. Whenever I get married, I'm gonna always get married to this song." And I found it on YouTube, but it was tied to somebody else's wedding. And they paused the music and then they talking and all of that. Then I stumbled up on it on SoundCloud and I saved it. I saved it a few years ago, which was crazy. I saved the song. I was talking to my best friend one night. I said, "Oh, I found this song. I love this song. I always said I'm gonna get married to this song." And I saved that song 2 months before I ended up meeting my now husband. Cause I was like, I don't know when I'm
Hey,
gonna get
that
married,
is
but I know that I am, and I saved it. And to be able to walk down the aisle in that moment, it was very emotional for me. I'm gonna not get emotional now, but just reflecting on life and where I was and where he's brought me today, I was just so happy. And when I saw my baby sitting in his grandma arms, like it just made me cry, like even more. Like it was beautiful. It was great. It was great. It was a beautiful day for sure. Yeah.
I love that.
Hmm.
Oh,
It did.
told Tamara I said, hey.
I
you
will.
deserve.
I will. I
I
Okay,
love
will.
that.
Thank
listen.
you.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
awesome.
Listen, we love, regardless of what you motherfuckers think. Okay, we love. As long as it's
Okay. Oh
smoky,
my
we love
gosh.
it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
It was
Okay. So with that being said, I have a question for y'all and for everybody in the chat,
mhm.
and y'all let me know. When do you feel like you realize you were a grown ass woman? Because I feel like we've all been going through things that would solidify us being grown ass women.
Mhm.
And I feel like, there's something to be said for that moment. Cause I actually surprised Jasmine. Black Wish Yaya is in here, if y'all didn't know. Okay, say hey, Jasmine.
I think she should get a hand clap.
Listen,
Yeah.
like, come on, you gonna step into the frame? Okay.
Yeah.
And yes, Black Wish Yaya. Okay.
Hey. Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
pretty. She camera
Okay.
ready.
Yes.
Okay?
Listen,
Always.
like
Hmm.
there is no not being ready.
Right.
When you're
Okay.
Jasmine, Black Wish Yaya, get into it. Okay. But yes. So I was telling her like the moment for me when I felt like, damn, like you grown ass woman. I feel like it's happened different times throughout my life. But the very first moment,
Mhm.
I was actually much younger. I was like 16 and I went to New York to do the New York Film Academy for the summer. But first, I spent like the first couple of weeks in northern New York babysitting for my sister's best friend. And that was the first time I was ever in charge of like, little kids, even for a little while. Like, this lady just met me and like I'm watching Soledad O'Brien's kids. It's crazy. And, I come back to New York and I'm doing the New York Film Academy. But at the same time, my sister is like, here is a card to get on and off the train and a bus. Here's a map. Go out into the world. Girl, listen, I met a cute little Puerto Rican stud down to the lids. We went on a few dates. She took me to the Italian restaurant down to the west side. We went to the pier back when the pier was a thing. This is early 2000s. It's not like that no more.
Mhm.
But I was literally like walking around New York City like as a 16-year-old by my damn self with the money I made babysitting. You know what I'm saying? Like with my little iPod and you know what I'm saying? Like I was good. And like literally going around, getting back to my sister's apartment just fine, which was fire as fuck. Okay. Like the
Mhm.
apartment was like all glass. You could see the Statue of Liberty and the harbor and everything from the apartment. So it was amazing. And literally right after that, I come home, Katrina happens.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
literally that was July, June, July. August
Mhm.
is when Katrina happens. It was crazy. Like for me, I had actually already paid my first bill by then because I already had a Nokia cell phone. And because my dad was always somebody that didn't want to just give you shit, I would just find a way to get it myself. And I figured I had a little summer job. I got me a cell phone. And I was like, I'm gonna pay for it and I'm gonna save my money and then, do my little side jobs with my mama. My mama had a hair salon. So I would do little side jobs and get money, go to the store for people, wash hair, that type of thing. And that's how I paid for my cell phone. So I was just like, yeah, no, I had already paid my first bill by then. That was the moment for me. But of
Mm.
course, as a grown woman, you've had other moments that solidify that, buying a house, having big coochie problems, whatever that means for you as a woman. When you become a
Mhm.
grown woman, you get coochie problems that you may not have had, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying, when you were younger, those things. But, I wanted y'all to tell me what y'all's was, now that I've told y'all mine.
I feel like mine was after having my son, my oldest son, and moving out into my own apartment. Because I would always go and check the mail looking for a bill, like a food. Now I wish they would keep all the bills, but I used to always like go because I felt like that really would solidify, like I'm on my own, like I do this, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even remember what the first bill was, but getting that first bill, I think for me was when I felt like a grown woman, and then working like two jobs, having my child and going to school full time. Like I felt like I was in my grown woman phase. But shortly after that, I probably did that for maybe, I don't know. I don't know if maybe it was like a year, maybe. But eventually I moved back in with my mom. And I don't think I felt like a grown person, even though I moved out from her since then. I don't think I felt grown until I chose to move to Atlanta, and I ain't had no family, but it was like me and my son. You know what I'm saying? I think that. So you're definitely right. So when you ask that question, I'm like, oh, I feel like I have so many different times in my life where I had to rise to the occasion of like, oh, I'm grown as hell, you know? But I
Hmm.
think that would be the first one. The first one, moving out on my own, as a single mom with my son and going to school and working jobs, taking care of my baby.
That's
Mhm.
grown. That's grown people
Yeah,
shit.
right. Especially moving with no family
Okay.
besides your
Oof,
son.
girl.
Yeah. For me, it was probably when I got my house when I turned 25. Um, yeah, I that was crazy to have a mortgage with my name on it. It was crazy as
Mhm.
ever. So that's probably the first moment that I really felt grown. And after that, I feel like I'm still growing into that. Like I feel like this year is that for me.
Mm.
Like even though I had a mortgage, it was still like, wow, like I'm grown. I'm really out here adulting. But it's still so many other things for me where I feel like I'm in the midst of that phase where it's like, wow, like you are grown, grown. Like, yes, I've had my own bills. But when I think about like when you say grown woman, it's so much power behind who women are and how women just get everything done, always get shit done. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I never realized that I was just living somewhat of a life of leisure before I had snow. And now when I think about all the things I do, like being a mom, working a job, the real estate thing, just so many things, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is what it means to be a grown woman. It's
Mhm.
crazy. So I feel like I'm in the midst of that. It's still I'm still experiencing moments like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is. I think you always do. Like you always have these moments of like, damn, gotta step my coochie up right now, man.
Mhm.
Right.
Pull this bitch up because my God, life is getting real out here. And you
Mhm.
Yeah.
know, it's getting real for a lot of us because as y'all saw, Trump won the election, y'all. We have to get into a little bit of politics. Shout out to Roxanne. Um, you guys, I hate to say I'm disappointed, but I am. But what I did not realize at first that I realize now is how many people did not vote. Amanda Seals actually posted how in the last election Biden had 84 around 80 something 86 maybe million votes and Trump had 71. This time around, Trump had like 71 million and Kamala had like 68. So
Mm.
that just kind of goes to show it was millions of people that either their, votes were mishandled or
Mhm.
they just did not vote at all. And we know
Right.
there was a lot of interference with the voting and that also makes me feel like there was some, I feel like he was gonna win, but I also feel like some of that seems kind of sketch to me. But she conceded, like Democrats normally do. We don't pitch fits and spaz out and try to have insurrections. It's really not that deep. You can have it. But I feel like as much as we are disappointed, I'm low key happy for Kamala because if we can recall how terrible it was for Barack Obama and his family, being the first half black anything is usually extremely difficult, but being the first woman and also being biracial, I feel like they would have tore her apart on a daily basis. And I feel like that would have been very hard to watch how the
Yeah.
country would have responded. And I still feel like I wish he would have won, but I can see how this is probably preservation for Kamala the person.
I have to agree wholeheartedly. Like, just look at how they tore her apart. Even though she ran an amazing campaign, in my opinion, in a short amount of time, look at how they ripped her apart and treated that woman as though she was not qualified. When you literally have this man who truly was never qualified from the beginning and also has different charges and things connected to his name, the very thing that y'all be outraged about, don't tell me nothing about Diddy, especially the ones that didn't even sit up there and vote. And then the ones that voted for Trump. Y'all just put this person in office. And he, to me, ain't that much different than some of the shit that he had going on. It's really sad. I do feel like they cheated. Speaking of cheating, okay, the way he tried to uproar about that, I do feel like they did that. They cheated, but I feel like they were better. I guess organized. They had strategy a long time ago, and they already knew how they were gonna move. Because I'm like, it's given coincidence, but not necessarily when you got the House, Senate, and the president, and you got the Supreme Justices in place. Let me tell y'all something. This sounds real sad, but I kind of want him to do all of the shit that he said he was gonna do. all the stuff that he said he gonna do, because I feel like a lot of people that voted for him were clueless or either downplayed how far he is willing to take it. So when he does take it as far, I'm gonna be sitting back with my legs kicked up. Like I hope I'm not even in the space to wanna. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say. I want to see y'all hoop and holler, but I have now. What is funny, and it shouldn't be funny, the way the people have been acting about how they gonna be reporting folks when they come down the ice. Now that's not funny because that's
Eh,
wrong, but the people is upset about it, and I have had a little piece of a chuckle. I'm not wishing that on anybody, but they say the Latinos was out there voting, so good luck.
that's what the stats say.
which
That's
is
what the stats
crazy.
say. What pissed me
Good
off more
luck.
than anything was number one, yes, we know the Latinos was out there voting, but the number of black men that I seen come out the woodworks for Trump after, I was like, what? Now, y'all, it hit different also because y'all know all my family from Oklahoma. Facebook, nothing but Oklahoma. Oklahoma was all red, not a single county blue. I was disgusted at the number of people I knew who was there for Trump. But it's hilarious as fuck because whenever I was watching the coverage, all of this is tied to education. No shade. All this is tied to
You right.
education. If you look back at the previous elections in history, education used to not be the determining factor. Now it's education. It's ridiculous. It's like the cities are big, but it's not as many cities. The countries are large. The little rural towns, that's what's taking over. But more than anything, it pissed me off because we know that the men are voting, and I made a short video about it, but the men are voting for groceries. They voting for stimulus checks, especially the broke ass niggas. The women are voting for their rights. So I am so serious when I say close your fucking legs. Y'all, I don't
Mhm.
understand. It's pissing me the fuck off for real because the way that these black men have hopped online, to Jamie's point, and talked about Diddy because they know that allegedly Diddy on some gay shit, right? But it's still the same thing. You dealing with somebody that's an alleged artist, one that's a convict, and y'all are voting for him for what? The economy? So then y'all can turn around and get these women pregnant and have several baby mamas for them to risk their life. All for you to have cheaper groceries or a stimulus check?
Talk
What the
about it.
fuck are you on? I'm sorry. That upsets me so much. They don't deserve no coochie. What she say? Broke boys don't deserve no
Yep, that's what was
none.
said.
Especially
I
the
know
ones that
that's
didn't go to the
right.
polls. The ones that didn't go to the polls can have it. They can have each other.
For sure. And then what's killing me softly, if that is their angle, y'all be forgetting these CEOs don't give a damn about you. Like Trump ain't finna change that. Yeah, the stock market may have went up, but guess what? Your pay raises have not. And they're likely going to stay the same. And if we've been operating with high ass prices, think about it. The last time we had a I guess you could say inflation. I think it could have been like after 9/11 or something when they started raising prices and stuff like that. That shit didn't really come down. They kept it
Mm-mm.
right where it was because they price gouging and they greedy. If you think that it's really gonna come down significantly, you're a fucking fool. No,
Yes.
they put y'all in positions to get comfortable with where you are, and they're gonna keep you right there, and they're gonna see what else, how far else can they take it for you to be comfortable with, because y'all ain't in control. And y'all had the chance to be in control and you chose not to. So this is what we're having to work with. So I don't want to hear nobody complaining. I don't want to hear nobody complaining.
This goes to mental health. Can we get mental health counselors in schools? Because I think the reason why we lost this election, like somebody in the comments said, majority of black people voted for Harris. That's true. But this is an identity crisis with people that are not white in America. They want to be token so fucking bad that they don't understand that Trump is not talking to your forklifting ass. Trump is not talking to you. You don't get a tax break. You don't make enough money.
You do
MFer?
not. You're not. That's what I'm saying.
Shit.
Which to the point of CEOs don't care about you. You're not a part of their tax bracket, baby.
Girl, tell
Girl.
them. But
Use
whew,
y'all as write-offs and move on.
I'm gonna hand it
Lis-
to the Lord. It's above me now.
It is
Listen,
given that.
it is above us at this point. But with that, I have a question for y'all. So, are you still friends with the Trump supporters that you know?
I don't know any, but can I say I enjoyed myself removing people quietly off of Facebook and Instagram. You got to
Absolutely.
get up out of here, baby. And you didn't even have to be a Trump supporter. But if you said some ignorant SHI that was thrown in the direction of VP Harris, you got to get up out of here, baby. Good luck.
Out of here.
So
Okay.
I know one. Did I tell y'all that?
No.
Y'all, I felt like the sheet was pulled off my fucking eyes because I would have never guessed. I was like, what? I was shook. So she told me, that we make too much money. And I was just like, I ain't say nothing about it. I was like, girl, I ain't getting into that. So I go, get on that website, didyourfriendsvote.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She didn't vote. She didn't vote.
Oh my.
So I think it's very funny. I think a lot of people are saying that they're voting for Trump because of the flex of I'm in a certain tax bracket for
And
breaks.
to be
But the,
contrarian, just to make people troll. But if you look at it, he had the same amount of votes this time as he did last time.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
He had the same 71 million. So it just makes me feel like people weren't really voting for him more. I think people who would have went and voted for Biden just decided not to vote at all. I think a lot of people have a mentality that it doesn't matter which one. So why put myself through the trouble?
Yes.
And I'm like, it definitely matters. And the fact that you don't remember his last 4 years when shit was tore up from the floor up, damn near made me throw up. It just it bothers me so much because I remember like them kids at the border being wrapped in foil and shit, and how
Right?
many of those
Oh, right.
children probably
Separated from
got
their parents.
assaulted because they were separated from their parents and shit. So it's crazy to me that Hispanic and Latino people really they don't care about their own family members as long as they're over here. That's all that matters.
Because they better than them, right?
But they trying to remove some of the birthright too. So some of y'all that may think that, I don't care, ain't got nothing to do with me. That's just my cousin them or whatever. If you had some immigrants that that birthed you here, you might be getting the hell up out of here too. So they on your head top.
You know
And
what
we've already
also
kind of been through our own struggle, so we kind of know how to move
how to move.
y'all
Exactly.
down, and we gonna be watching.
Now you know what's weird to me though? Um how many like rappers and like reality TV show people that were being paid to say they voted for Trump, like Waka. Like you can't tell me
Mhm.
Waka was paid, and Waka has not voted in any election, but
Mhm.
he's being paid to talk shit on the internet. It's the same thing with
Sexy
Amber
red.
Rose. Girl, I thought she said she changed her mind. She was voting for Kamala.
Oh. Yeah.
Child.
Girl. But it's just like I feel like people really think this shit is a game. Like they think that we are in a reality show and we're just gonna make it entertaining. And it's like, no, y'all, like y'all really are taking for
Mhm.
granted the freedoms that we do have. A lot of y'all don't travel out of the country, so you don't know that other places are worse sometimes because there's a dictator, because people
Mhm.
don't fight to have equal rights and all of that. And it's common knowledge that wherever the women have the most autonomy, the value of life, the quality of life is usually better in all of those countries. So the more misogynistic and regressed this country gets, the worse it's going to get for us to live here. And the quality of
Mhm.
life is already not as good as you think.
Mhm.
So, you
Mhm.
know, it's just very worrisome because I feel like people don't recognize the slippery slope that we're on.
Yeah.
But I did notice something, and I noticed that there are a lot of people that were voting or, proclaiming voting for him. And it's just very contradictory to them personally. Like, first of all, let's talk about Le'Veon Bell. I think that's his name.
Child.
I don't even know who that is.
Girl, we don't need to really know. I think he play ball or something. Either way, he says, I don't want my daughters to have to compete or share a locker room with men. Because the idea is basically a lot of them voted for Trump, those who did, because of transphobia and the idea that their children are going to be, in sports with some trans people. Okay. So this trans woman responded, spewing this rhetoric and yes, this was on my NSFW page, he knew I was a doll talking about what's good. So she put him on blast. Like,
Child.
he knew I was trans and he hollering at me, but then he's online promoting transphobia. Make it make sense.
A mess. And this the same one where that girl read him about his grandmama being violated.
Yes.
What?
Hold up. I thought I had
She
that
said his
one.
grandmama, or at least his mom was violated by his grandmom's husband or something like
Oh
that.
my God.
That
How she
is
know
She
actually
ate him
that?
Des
up.
Bryant's. That's Des Bryant.
Oh,
Hold
Des
up.
Bryant. That was Des. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, hold up. I'm about to pull it up. I'm about to share my screen. Hold up, y'all. Because that one was wild. Because he was basically talking about, y'all know how they do. It's the woman's fault. Hold up. Let me change that. Okay. If some of you women protected your womb from the jump, you would need to say stupid shit like this. Where's the accountability? The original tweet is, ladies, I'm being so for real when I say this. It's time to close off your womb to males. This election proves now more than ever that they hate us and hate us proudly. Do not reward them. So he responded like that, if you would protect your womb from jump. Like, that's literally what she's saying. Why are you saying it like you're contradicting what she's saying? Anyway,
Exactly.
she then goes to say, well, somebody else goes to say, your grandmother's 40-year-old boyfriend committed statutory rape and impregnated your mother when she was 14 years old. Your mother had 3 of his kids by the time she was 18 and had to resort to selling drugs to take care of you and your siblings. If anybody should be pro-choice, it's you.
Mm-mm.
Yikes.
Lord.
Yikes.
Lord. Did he respond?
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't seem like he did. But that's why it's so weird the way people basically vote against their own self-interest. Like, it really doesn't make any kind of sense, okay? And then on top of that, and this is just the beginning, this is one of the reasons why we did not want y'all to elect the madman, is because people are now sending threats to the kiddies.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings. You have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Be ready at 1 p.m. sharp with your belongings. Our executive slaves will come get you in a brown van. Be prepared to be searched down once you enter the plantation. You are in plantation group C. Good day. So this is the type of shit that people have been getting sent in mass text to them. So yeah, it's not starting off good, Trump supporters. It's not starting off good. This is the type of activity that is emboldened by y'all electing an ignorant, racist, xenophobic president. It emboldens other racist, xenophobic people to act out their rage, because the idea is the president backs me up. So that means I can do whatever I want to do to your black ass, because or to you as a woman. Where's the post of the white guy losing his shit? Hold up. Hold up, wait, no. Before we even go there, the trans model said something, girl. Wait a minute.
It's always funny when people will comment stuff like this because I'm trans. Like, you don't have to believe I'm a woman, but if I'm a man, at least I'm a hot one. So it's always funny when people.
Where you at? You have come to LA? And this is why you said it was it was Le'Veon. Okay. Yeah. So that's all she said. Like, why y'all even coming at me like that when y'all know these just don't care? Okay, hold up. I thought I had the one with the guy who is screaming about your body, our choice. This is it.
So totally not pressed. The feel when we control your bodies. Hey, bitch, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay? Men win again. And yes, we control your bodies. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. It's your body, my choice. And men, women again. Men win again. There will never, ever be a female president. Never. There will never be a female president, ever. It's over. Glass ceiling. Dude, it's a ceiling made of fucking bricks. You will never break it. Your stupid face keeps hitting the brick ceiling. We will keep you down forever. You will never control your own bodies. You will never be the president of the global empire. Never gonna happen, sweetie. Your body, our choice.
Well, white women.
Wow.
Primarily
Giving
talking to
parody.
y'all.
Yeah, he's
It
talking
was
to them.
giving
'cause he not
parody
talking to us.
until he started talking about your face hitting a brick. That felt like anger.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
for
he was
sure.
serious. Yeah, yeah.
He
But this
primarily
was-
wants y'all to make sure y'all keep having their babies.
Yep.
Okay. Because y'all probably mixing up a little bit too much over there with the Hispanics and stuff. And they may find a problem with that. Possibly.
Yeah, listen. All I know is this is what was going on the last time. That's why Tommy Lauren disappeared for 4 years, and then all of a sudden we see her back on the internet as soon as we find out that Trump is elected.
Oh, she is.
Mhm.
I still
Yep.
ain't seen her.
I saw her. I was just
Me
like, oh,
too.
look at her coming up out the woods,
Mm.
girl. But this is what y'all wanted, so we'll just see how it all plays out, people. We'll see how it all plays out. Okay, so let's do a quick little like the video, and we'll be back for more. All right, y'all. We're back. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel, girl. Follow all of us. So, we watched Meg the Stallion in her words on Amazon Prime, girl, at least 2 times. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I think it definitely depicted the chain of events the way Megan wanted them to be told. There were some holes that I really wish she would have, just been a little bit more clear about. But I also understood why not, because essentially the things we want cleared up really don't even matter. We want to know the chain of events with the relationship and all of that. But honestly, Jami, it was you when I watched your commentary, you was like, I don't even think Kelsey and Tori actually had a relationship at all. It never even crossed my mind that the relationship had not happened at all. Cause I just assumed, she wants to be with a famous person and he wants to just fuck whoever is available to him. So, why not? But it never even crossed my mind that you would have been completely outright lying about it because you knew that would be something people will go at Meg about, because people were already calling Meg a hoe, already talking about her fucking everybody in the industry and all of that type of shit. Because when I looked at the documentary and I was looking at Meg standing next to Kelsey, it was giving twins and one sucked all of the nutrients from the other one. You ever seen that? Where one looked really healthy and strong and the other one looked like you took all of whatever they were supposed to have because you got extra and they don't have enough. Like, she looked goofy to me. Like, and then she was saying things like she felt like she was in Meg's mom's shoes after Meg's mom died.
That was weird.
It was very weird. It felt like she really just wanted to be connected to somebody's stardom, is what it felt like.
She kind of gave Yolanda Salvador to me. Salazar. You know how she was obsessed, like, I'm your manager, I'm your number one fan. That's what Kelsey was giving to me.
Yeah. And when I was looking at him, I was like, there, and then because it made me remember before the shooting happened and how we were already speculating that Meg and Tori might have had something going on because of how much they were on social media together. So then I'm like, so you mean to tell me you was hanging around them and you didn't feel that they was fucking around at any point before the time she got shot? That doesn't even make any sense. I always figured she wasn't really mad about Tori. I just thought they passed him around. Like they both fucked him because they seem like girls that might have fucked the same dude on a drunk night. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or if the dude ain't really nobody, it's like, girl, I don't want him no more. His dick good. Do you? There's some,
A little
especially
ass.
younger generation, like, you know, they don't care about sharing dick.
I think Tori lied on that, in my honest opinion, when he was like, "Oh, I got caught messing around with two friends." I don't think that's what happened. I think she may have had an interest in Tori, maybe, but Tori probably was more so on Megan. I just feel like Megan probably didn't even take it that serious because Kelsey could have been talking to somebody else, and you ain't really make no
Right.
move on them. Like as I was watching the documentary from her eyes, her story and her words, it just was giving the amount of love that y'all had for each other. I don't know if she would have did that. And when you look at when they first met, from my understanding, y'all both met this man at the Rock Nation thing.
Mm-hmm.
At that Rock Nation event, his ass, his was literally on Megan's ass. Like they literally took like a picture together. They're doing all these lives together. Like, how are you not seeing the
That
energy? So for
day,
you to
right.
say you got with somebody that I was on first, pay attention to what she said. You were on first, meaning to me that you're interested in him. But is he interested in you like that? So I really, it just started to change my mind. And then a lot of us were believing that they were arguing over Tori in the car, only for that not necessarily to be the case. It sounds like they were arguing over who was the better star or the bigger star. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this not making some, I mean, and it's still a bit of confusion about that night. We'll forever ask questions, you know, because then it was said
Right.
that her and Megan was fighting and stuff. And it just doesn't make sense from where people were sitting and stuff. I just don't believe what Kelsey brought to the front. But I really enjoyed Megan's documentary. I thought she did a great job with that. I think she really should do like an anime cartoon, high key.
Yeah, I love
I
that
It
part
was
you
agree.
so
did.
good. Yeah, she definitely did that. I'm glad she told her story. I like stuff like this, right? Because it really allows you to get to know a deeper side of an artist versus what's on the surface. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that she shared, you know, her version of it. And should and when he ever get out and he want to do his own, that's on him. That's on
Mhm.
him.
I
But
feel
I
like
like,
she brought a lot of details that I didn't realize was happening. The details about him with that music video and him cutting the
Yeah, I
horse.
forgot about that.
I don't remember that.
mhm.
It was something else. I think it was
The text he sent her.
no, it was when he
Oh,
showed up at Rolling Loud right after her. I didn't pay
Yeah,
attention
I
to
remember
any of
that.
that. Everything was always about Meg fucking her best friend's man. But to your point, I do think it's what you said. It's probably Kelsey had never had no relationship with Tori. I could see a situation where Kelsey probably gave the cookies up real quick and was just a hit it and quit it, and then got jealous that Tori was pursuing Meg, and it was really nothing. But she probably was just jealous all along. But I really don't. Some truths we'll never know, just because the same way that Meg was protecting Tori, I can't imagine her over explaining herself because she know people not gonna believe her anyway. People gonna want to
Right.
make her a hoe anyway. So I think it was an amazing documentary. I was emotional from the drop when the documentary opened up and she was graduating
mhm,
and her mom was on the cake, and you look around and you see like all these employees. I immediately
mhm.
just started crying. I was like, "Oh my gosh, Meg." But I'm glad she kept going. I'm glad she did because I know the negativity was super loud, way louder than the
Bruh.
positive stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. People just don't know what folks be going through.
And they don't
Mhm.
care.
They don't.
Somebody said you really bad that they were fighting over who the biggest star was. Yeah. Yeah. Especially because everybody's drunk. Also because of the way she said she was getting in his ass. And the fact that he shot her in the feet. That dance bitch, I don't care what nobody talking about. He meant to try to ruin her career. That to me, that's what makes sense as to why you would shoot at her feet. Because she probably was saying, "I'm the biggest star. I do bigger performances." You know what I'm saying? She probably was going in on him in some
Mm.
type of way, and probably called him a little ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? She said,
And
"I
he
was
little.
going in on him."
Well,
So I can imagine him being high, being drunk, and
Mhm.
with the little man syndrome and pulling out a
Mhm.
gun, dance bitch, and shooting at her feet out of angst, low key really wanting to ruin her career, but in the moment being like, "Oh shit, why did I just do that?" You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, but
I think The argument, like, yeah, I definitely think that they argued about the bigger star, but I'm sure that wasn't the only part. I'm sure it was a lot of different things. But what I am no longer believing is that that Kelsey and Megan was really arguing over Tory. I feel like Megan could have been arguing with Kelsey over taking his side more in the car than taking hers or something. But I don't know if I believe that anymore like I used to.
Because technically, if you think about it, how she was moving after the fact would be in line with her in some type of way, just taking a man's side. And Meg feeling like, bitch, why is you taking his side right now? Like, you supposed to be my people. Because
Yeah.
essentially, that's what she did. Like, she was still asking Meg. There's video of Kelsey being like, Meg, are you okay? When the police were
Yes.
there.
Mhm.
And then after the fact, you go and meet with Tori and having conversations, and you so stupid, you don't even realize that doing that made her feel more uncomfortable.
But here's the thing too. Megan wouldn't even allow Kelsey to come into the hospital to see her. So that's what really made me be like,
Ooh.
oh, you probably was more on his side with things and being disrespectful as
Oh,
fuck.
in the
And that's why
car.
y'all probably really got into it. And for me, watching how Kelsey moved after that, it just wasn't really giving Tori. It was more so based on what all they were already showing her that they were messing around. So I don't believe that no more. It was more so you are upset that she cut you off without the drop of a dime. You know how you may be on the
Right.
phone with somebody and you get in an argument and they may one up you on the phone, then get off the phone and you never get the chance to like really say your piece or do. She left her hanging. And I
Yeah.
think that she was in her feelings about that. And it was like, BLT, you left me hanging. So I'm not gonna defend you. I'm not gonna do this.
I'm
Not
finna
gonna do
defend
that. Get it
Tori.
how you live. I don't care. Yeah.
Here's the
Even though,
thing,
It was
which is
though.
giving.
weird because she still went and told the detective or whoever exactly what happened that night.
Because her
But she
first
was being
testimony was
spiteful.
different. Yes.
Mhm,
Her
mhm.
first testimony was completely different from what she said when she got up there at the trial. She said that Tori put his hands on her when she was out there. Like, she had like bruises and stuff on her. And I'm like, so that means he was hitting on you too? And you still didn't tell the truth about what happened? And I saw somebody say this in the comments, and I really want to like say something about this because I think it's a weird ass mindset. When people say like, oh, she betrayed, Meg betrayed her, so I'm not about to say nothing about
Oh,
him shooting
girl.
you. To me, something is wrong with you because that's so minuscule to me. Like, you have got to be a really fucked up individual to not care about somebody being shot or dying over some dick that don't nobody really care about. Like,
Okay.
that's a dangerous mindset. And also, this is a court of law. This is something that now became illegal. This ain't no, oh, we fucking morality bullshit. No, this is about somebody that actually pulled out a pistol and shot some fucking body. You're not supposed to lie about that when the person who could have died, who got shot, was your money. Like, just that alone, bitch. Like, the fact that she didn't realize that Meg was the one that was her access to fame in the first place. Like, why were you not more protective of Meg if this is how you were supposed to get on? Because now you at your house doing nothing.
Well, that's why she went and had that baby by the
1501
fucking
nigga.
yeah. She was gone. She had to secure some type of bag. So I guess.
It was really sad to see because you saw the love of the friendship. And I respect Megan, who did not have to include people in her documentary, but telling a true story to let that person know you were a part. Like when Kelsey did the interview and Kelsey was like, oh, I'm the one that put her video out there on social media, on YouTube first. Megan gave her that. She made sure people knew that in the doc. You were right there. You shed tears. You cried about it. Like, just her being successful and stuff. It's really sad to see where the friendship has now come to, and it'll never be the same ever again.
Nah.
It's really
Guess you'll never
sad.
hear from me
But
again.
I think it's because Kelsey was never really her friend. You was always just trying to ride her coattails. Being attached to her made you feel special as long as y'all were in good with one another. But as soon as she was mad at you about something and ostracized you, you act like Yolanda Saldivar or any of
That's what
those
I
other
mean. Yep.
single black females. You get mad and now you want to hurt this person who was the object of your affection. Now you want to destroy them because you no longer have access to them.
Yep.
And that shit is weird. And I
That's why
don't
you
care.
can't
That's
Yeah.
why when you end friendships, if you know you got love for a person and it's a possibility that y'all could be friends later and that's what you want, sometimes you gotta self-check yourself. And some stuff just ain't worth it. Like I'm gonna chill. I ain't even gonna say there. Cause you just don't know what can happen. It could bring you closer at a later time. Yeah, oh, you ain't never tell my business, whatever. You could leave that space for y'all to come back and be cool. You just gotta be careful with how you're moving. And it's so sad.
I
Right.
Now
The
definitely
you
been
gotta
people
put
you
watch
out
have
my
people.
heart
around
before.
you
They
could
may
lead you
have.
to your
Yeah.
detriment.
That's why I was
I
thinking that
wouldn't
the
be
Tory
surprised.
thing wasn't that big of a deal because it's like, bitch, we didn't fuck the same nigga before, like, like together. So that's why I don't think that Kelsey was really mad about the Tory part, like, oh, you betrayed me, and it came out that night. Also, we forget that Tory was acting a fool at Kylie Jenner house. And I
Mm-hmm.
imagine Meg might have like checked him, like, hey, nigga, you embarrassing me. Won't you calm the fuck down? Like, she might have had that type of conversation with him. And I imagine that there are a lot of women that are always worrying about a man being emasculated. And I can see Kelsey being the one to speak up on Tori's behalf because this is a man being emasculated. Meg, you should chill.
Yeah,
Because,
and she projecting.
mhm. So, it
Mm.
is what it is. But the documentary was really good. I
Mhm.
hope that Meg continues to be successful because I think she's a great rapper. I don't care what nobody's talking about. I love her music. I think she makes
She
great
is.
music. Her and Glow need to do their little duo album thing. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And all the success to the girl Megan. Okay, so let's move on from there. Let's quickly do a little gossip really quickly. So before we get into the TV talk of it all, okay. So Plies is suing the girls. Okay, I don't know why. As soon as the election was over, Plies decided to come out here and act ignorant. But apparently, he filed a lawsuit against several artists, not just Meg and Glorilla, but Soldier Boy, as well, because he feels as if they copied his beats from what is it, My Goons or some shit like that.
Mhm.
Me and My Goons. Well,
How that song
uh,
go?
huh?
I'm trying to remember that song. I cannot
The
remember that
same
song.
intro as Megan them. Ooh, mm.
Oh, okay.
But it's actually based off of My Dougie. It's what it's actually based off of. Hold up, y'all. Let me. Where's the okay? My Dougie, my Dougie. I'm fresh. So Juju on the beat. Lil Ju made the beat. Max Julian said, for the record, Pretty Boy Swag is a remake of My Dougie as well. Soldier Boy is on the My Dougie remix. Me and My Goons literally not even the single for that Plies album. Okay, so he was basically saying that it was from My Dougie. They took the sample from that, which was produced by Big E. And it came out in 2006, as opposed to Me and My Goons that came out in 2008. So I don't know how he was able to file this lawsuit.
Yeah. What?
Just blow.
What?
hmm
This is a joke. Yeah. Okay.
So it's given, he just needs some money. And he thought this would be like a quick little lick. But people was like, no. Especially Megan's people. I feel like because Megan is with Rock Nation, they cross their T's, dot their I's. Like,
Mhm.
we're not about to put out a song that big without making sure that we're not infringing on anyone's copyright. Like, that's crazy.
And then he put Cardi on there. I was like, nah, I thought she was featured on the song. How is she getting sued too for being a feature and she ain't generate the track? I think this
He
gonna
need
get
a check.
dismissed, child.
It will.
He
It
They
said, "Let me
will.
catch a check
tripping.
real quick." I hear it.
Listen, I
Still love
think
your Plies. This just wasn't it.
he was just upset because Kamala lost the election. Y'all know he was very, 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 very upset. And then his
He
evil
was.
twin, Lil Duval, was like, "Where's Plies?" Y'all, I've been wanting to say this like ever since
I've
the
been
election
watching him.
shit happened.
Lil
Where's Ja
Duval is the
Rule when
evil
you need
twin.
him?
Mm.
Where's Ja Rule? Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all remember that, but back in the day, Dave Chappelle was talking about how when the Bush shit first happened, they was like, we gonna get Ja on the line to see what he thinks about this. Like, who the fuck cares about what Ja Rule thinks about politics? I'm scared as hell. Like, but that's the way like society is now. Back in the day, nobody wanted to hear from no fucking Plies about, or Ja Rule or 50 Cent. Nobody wanted to hear from y'all about politics. And now this is literally where people go in order to be influenced one way or another. It's insane.
Can I say something about that? First of all, I want to say I felt the pain, Plies. I was with you when you were upset. But can I say something about that? Because Bondy, you're absolutely right. This is where people go to be influenced about whether they are going to vote or whatever. Like y'all stay in celebrities' business any other time. So why not use those very celebs to encourage the younger people to vote? So for the people that's been saying, "Oh, I knew it was over for Kamala Harris when she had got Megan out there. I knew it was over when she had got Glow." This and that. You whole sound stupid as hell in my personal. And that is my personal. Y'all be in a business any other time, and what other way y'all want them to go and reach out to the young people? They're gonna be tuned in once they see something going on with Megan and Glow and whoever else. Like
Mhm.
I don't see anything wrong with that. And to use that as an excuse, no, y'all was the problem. Okay, because y'all tried to make it about, oh, you're just gonna vote for somebody because they're black. Well, let y'all tell it she ain't black. She what, Indian?
Okay.
So which one is it?
They just kept moving the goalposts. Like
Yeah,
They
it's like,
really
yeah.
did.
Didn't
They
want to
really
talk about
did.
that. Then, oh, Biden is old, but as soon as Kamala is running, y'all forgot about Donald Trump being old as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he about gonna croak the hell over like Mitch McConnell by the second year. Who knows?
girl, I was
Girl.
surprised. I was like, who are y'all talking to? Like, what do you mean she's old? Like, what the fuck? The way they would say things about Kamala as if she was not on the higher end of whatever they were talking about, whether it was, her stats, her experience, like all of that. Like to hear commentary saying that she was not good enough, I was just kind of like, well,
From
cool,
people that's
girl.
not qualified.
That's what I was thinking. Like, as opposed to Trump, who shouldn't have been, girl,
Ever.
Yeah,
girl.
It's
I
sad,
can't take
sad
it.
day.
And this has also really made me not like the spiritual girlies online. That's another thing I noticed a lot of. All of you, the stars were aligned for Trump. Bitch, don't nobody want to hear that shit from you because you weren't saying that
I
shit
actually
before it
haven't
happened.
heard that. Have you? I haven't been seeing none of that from the spiritual girlies. From all the spiritual
After.
girlies.
Oh, you are lucky.
You said what?
After I said I was after, it seemed like the day of, then I seen somebody like, promoting their business, like, I'm one of Trump's spiritual people or whatever. I was just like, y'all really
Girl, get
ain't
the
shit.
fuck.
I
Girl, I
think
was
Sloan
unfollowing
Bella
people.
was the only one that I really saw, though. She was heavily advocating for him and saying something about children being trafficked and stuff, and he's
But
supposed to stop that. I'm like, are you
don't
okay,
y'all
ma'am?
remember? Everybody keeps sharing that one clip of Sloan, but I remember it was another clip when they asked her about the election. She said something like something's gonna happen. Like they asked her who the winner was. She said something was gonna happen, and she couldn't determine who the winner was because, like, sh- in another set of words, she said there would be no election. Like something is gonna happen. She couldn't call who the winner was. So that's
Oh,
what
I
she said
remember
at
that.
first. Do you remember her saying
Yeah, I
that?
remember that. I remember seeing both of those. That video you talking about and her saying it was gonna be Trump.
Yeah. So I'm like, what is she talking about? Like she was saying something that was gonna hold up the election, is what she was saying. So I think that's why a lot of the spiritual girls online is saying that they think it was some sketch shit going on. So I don't know.
It's just, I'm gonna tell you, I just don't like, because there's an attitude of, oh, I'm spiritual, so none of this matters. And I just kind of feel like, okay, it's giving
And your
hotel.
spiritual ass pay taxes too.
Listen, gotta go to the store, gotta deal with whatever is going to come of all of this. So I definitely was just kind of looking at a lot of people like, unfollow, unfollow, unfollow. Like, this let me know what's on your head space, bitch. I can't follow you no more. Good day. I definitely was feeling like that. But anyway, y'all, let me see. What else do we have? Matter of fact, I think it's time for a little TV talk because we gotta switch up the energy. Okay, so these hoes, I'm not calling them hoes. Anyway, y'all, Belle Collective. Okay, Belle Collective is back. Did you guys watch it? Yes.
Yes.
I did.
Yay.
Okay.
It was on my screen.
So real quick.
Damn, that mean I was doing other stuff.
Okay, I mean, I couldn't. And once I seen them wigs, I was like, "What the fuck? I can't couldn't do it."
Letitia
Girl.
did have one good one, right? When she was talking to Glenn at the kitchen table.
I don't remember that scene.
I think that was a good wig, but I couldn't get over how tight his clothes was. Like
Girl,
the beater was tight, the jeans was tight. He was acting like he was actually doing. I said, "You ain't doing no damn work in them tight ass clothes. Cut it out." And then I'm tired of Letitia and Glendale playing with us. You know,
say it again.
Of course.
your favorite toxic
Um,
relationship that's not really toxic.
She
Like y'all
can't
together,
take
leave
the
us alone.
elevated Letitia. Elevate that fucking wig. I'm sorry. The
Oh,
I'm sorry. We just got done talking about
damn.
politics. So I'm hot as fuck. My bad.
Nah, it's cool.
Okay,
It's cool.
everybody
Go
I'm
ahead.
finna
mad
get it.
as
I'm
fuck because
screaming.
we got there talking about politics. But the way that wig was caked up, I was like, Letitia, if we got another season of you and Glenn, we broken up, we back together, we broken up, we back together. He can't take the elevator. Me, I'm a boss bitch. Girl, I'ma lose it. The only one that's making moves is what's the one who actually got
Akeisha.
Akeisha.
Akeisha. Yes.
Mhm. I'm here for Akeisha, but I need Akeisha to not act as though she is above the mess. That is going to irritate me a bit. Acting like you have too much going on to be involved in other folks' marriage. You definitely entertained some conversations with Sophia and them last year, so don't do that. Okay, we still like you, girl. But congratulations to you. Shout
Yes.
out to her because she got a lot done in a less amount of time than Letitia did.
Oh, which is why I think Letitia definitely tried to set up Willie to have some girl slide
Oh,
in his
girl.
DMs and try to make a cheating scandal for the show. And that's what I really don't like about Letitia. She is always trying to produce this show by causing mess behind the scenes with the other women. And Latrice was holding all of her secrets until she pissed Latrice off. And now Latrice is spraying her, just all up and down the show, letting everybody know the things that Letitia has been doing behind the scenes. So anytime Letitia is crying or trying to invoke sympathy, I don't believe anything. I
Oh,
believe
come on.
her and Marie are birds of a feather flocking together. And can somebody tell me why Marie's face is so much lighter than the rest of her?
You know,
Unhappiness.
I
Ooh.
actually felt bad for Marie in one scene. This one scene was the moment where I was like, okay, I can kind of agree with you. I wasn't fooling with her family talking about, well, we don't really invite you because they didn't say because you act like you think you better than us. They simply told her we can't have you around because we insecure. That's what they said. And I
Yes.
was like, what? I hated that for
Mm.
You
her.
make us feel bad. Like, girl, fuck
I
you.
feel like two
So,
things was true when it came to that. I feel like she definitely put them in position and it could be something that they got going on within them. But then when I reflect on how she's shown up on this show right out the gate as though she was better than everybody season one, I definitely can see her putting that off on her family, especially being the fact that she's the one that kind of put them in position. So I'm like, I think I see where she's coming from with it. Like, I don't feel like I'm actively doing anything, but I also feel like you operate like this so much. And
That
because
you don't
their
even realize
livelihood
it.
is in your hands, maybe they felt like they probably shouldn't say that. And now they are. So I just feel like both people likely had, they probably weren't wrong in how they experienced that.
yeah,
No,
that
I mean,
too.
I definitely could see how, because she treats the women on this show like that, and they're actually more so on her level. They have businesses, and you still, like Latrice, for instance. Latrice got her own business just like you, and you still treat Latrice like she's some alcoholic or something like that. Basically, you treat everybody like they're your crackhead mama.
Except Letitia,
Mm.
who got these enterprises, and we don't even know what she enterprising. Like, I'm confused.
Hello. We have no idea what's going on with Letitia and all of her enterprises to this day. No one's clear on exactly what she's
She's just
doing.
renting a suite.
Girl, that's all it is. Rentals. Girl, she got rental suites. Come down here, girl. Okay. We didn't put up some plywood and cubicled it off. Come and pay me $300 a month for this. That's what it's giving. Plus, she can't wait to sport her Porsche. I'm like, girl, if I see you roll up in that Porsche one more time, how many shots do we need of you in the Porsche, girl? Give it a break. Okay. So they go to Ferris Street because, like you said, Akeisha has been getting more done. So they have the collection correction, which why does it always have to be a play on words with you hoes? I cannot. Anyway, so they go and look at Akeisha's new restaurant, which I wonder if it's gonna be in competition with Latrice's business. which she's opening Taste with her husband. And in all honesty, I feel like he made her open that restaurant so that she would focus on something that's about the two of them and not just about her.
Mm.
Because I don't think she still hasn't gotten her salon done.
I
So
agree.
I think that was a way to like kind of pull her away from her own shit, because if she's focusing on herself, she might actually leave him. So yeah, and I also can't stand Latrice for at the sit down trying to make people apologize to her for questioning if if he was abusing her based on what we were seeing. Like, girl, give me a break.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that was
bothered
not a
me.
reach.
I didn't like that she was acting confused as to like what were the things that you guys were noticing. It's like, girl, don't act like you ain't give Joshy a full rundown and had that boy doing your dirty work. Don't act like that man didn't come and snatch you up out that bar and cussed you out. Don't do that. You know what
Call
these
you a
folks talking
bitch.
about, girl. Okay. Latrice
Then
is a mess.
then on top of that, this is when the shit comes out about Akeisha saying Latrice told her that Letitia and Glendale were trying to set up her husband. I was just like, we could never be friends, bitch. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I do believe Latrice when she said that, like, because it was a time that Akeisha was, I'm not Akeisha, but more so Letitia was beefing with Akeisha. They were in their feelings about some stuff. So I do believe it was a scheme Tisha came up with. And now that y'all not cool, Treese is telling the business because Treese told something else last season that Letitia did. I don't remember. I think it was
Yeah.
something towards Tambra or something.
Yeah, that
But
she
she's,
that she
That she
well,
was it that she invited that man there,
I
or
don't think
something
so. I think that
about
might have been Marie.
I'm not sure, but she definitely exposed her for something last year. But and I believe whatever Latrice say.
was it the text message where they were saying w-
Oh, out
they
the group
had
when she left her
plotted?
out the group chat.
Yes, they intentionally plotted to bring up that she left Akeisha out the group chat or something like that.
That may
That's
be it.
what it was.
That is what it is. Somebody said
Hmm
Latrice lies too. I don't know what
I
besides her
believe
husband,
she
I don't know
do,
what she
but
lied about.
yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, yeah, when it comes to the husband, she definitely lying downplay. But I do feel like when it comes to these ladies and what they said, I don't think she be lying.
I don't think so
Mm-mm.
either. And I also feel like Letitia's sitting up there crying, talking about I don't have my friendship with you no more. Girl, that's your fault.
hmm
She
But
only want
Yeah.
the friends to save the show because it seems to me the producers was on some. Hey, y'all gonna have to get it together. If y'all don't, we gonna have to let some people go. That's what it sound like to me.
it
Yeah.
seems like Carlos and them always got to go talk to the people on their show and tell them that they need to, put their feelings to the side and do their job.
Bravo
Speaking
too.
of, huh?
Bravo
the way,
too.
the
That's what
way,
Yeah,
Potomac is giving.
Potomac. Yep,
yeah, for
you're
sure.
right. With that being said, Belle Collective was cute or whatever. Will be back. But Love and Marriage Huntsville is back.
Mm-hmm.
Continuing the same conversation, but in a different season, girl. It's the Twilight Zone.
Definitely Twilight.
Yeah, it's
I'm
weird.
gonna just say this. I know, we all go back and forth about accountability and all of this, and Mel is very much a passive aggressive. I don't have to say shit. I just don't fuck with you no more. I'm removing myself from you, and that's just that on that. And I gotta explain nothing to nobody, and I don't care about your feelings. We
Mhm.
all agree on this, okay? But the way Destiny moves, I wouldn't fuck with you anymore either. And I would no longer be trying to have a conversation with you about it. Because I think what I understood this episode about Destiny more so than before was Destiny really does just make shit up based off of something Martell has told her. She'll just throw something out there because she's mad at Mel for rejecting her. And she knows that people want to believe anything bad about Mel.
Absolutely.
So seeing her do that this episode with the whole, oh, you was the one coaching that girl through how to cheat on how to cheat. You know that's not what that was. A woman could have a conversation with a bitch like, damn, you calling me and everything, bitch. At least if you gonna fuck my husband, be respectful. Why are you calling my phone? Why are you telling me about it?
Right.
That
Right.
is probably what she was saying, not
Yep.
actually like, oh girl, let me show you how to do this for real.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
But
what I
you
Mhm.
meant.
knew.
Only a fool will believe what Destiny said. Everybody know it ain't like that. Them type of people dangerous as fuck though. Like this is
Yes.
very much on the heels of the conversation we just had talking about Meg Thee Stallion and Kelsey and talking about Selena and Yolanda. Them people, like they say, it's a fine line between love and hate. As soon as you cut off that access, they show their ass. And I feel like this episode all in one was just a clear example of that. You show your ass at the table when you mad. Then you turn around one-on-one and say, I love you, I'm sorry. And then only for her to, somewhat act like you cool, like I'm just not gonna react. Then for you to take your ass to dinner and be the first person to sit next to her, it's giving you want access, as everybody has been saying the whole time. And I'm still hot about the comment that she made about you should pimp your daughter out. And I'm glad that Mel held her ass accountable. She held her to task because no, tell me what you meant by that. We gonna expose that you really was trying to make something out of nothing. And that's what she was doing. But I really do feel like it's coming from whatever sick rumors people coming up with. I don't trust bitches like that. People will do that. They will hear something about you and try to spin it to a nasty truth in order to make you look a certain way because you cut off access. People like that are dangerous.
I didn't like that Destiny was not willing to explain, but you can explain to the confessional as to why you said that to her mom. I did feel like she owed Melody an explanation, and I feel like it would have been real simple to just tell that lady, like, I was hurt. I really was. And I just wanted to say something just as hurtful back to you. I don't understand why that
Because
was
she had
so
to come up with a
difficult,
lie.
and then say, oh, it doesn't matter because no, I think it does still matter. Where did you get that from? But they had some weird interactions. Like Mel didn't have to go up and hug Destiny at the top of the stairs before she went down, and she did. And Destiny wanting to sit next to Mel, I'm like, is Mel like showing you something that we're not seeing? Because the conversation was chopped up real bad. Then I'm like, did Mel likely acknowledge something? I don't know. Could she have apologized or something? And they just not showing people that to make it look like Mel ain't forgiving or something. Like, because why did you feel comfortable to smack that lady on her ass when
It
they
was
were standing
weird.
out? Did y'all see that? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
what is going on? It wasn't good.
It was
It didn't
really
make you
weird.
look good. And I'm not even gonna lie, girl. It just didn't look good at all.
I hope that Mel is not like, trying to be cool with her behind the scenes and then, fronting her out in front of the camera. For some reason, I don't feel like that. I feel like it's more so of Destiny trying so hard to feel like any little light moment means they're back cool. And Mel
That's
in some
possible.
way still kind of missing having her as a friend, but at the same time feeling like I can't trust you. Like I can't even really be cool with you because then you're going to do something else 5 minutes later, as soon as I'm not doing something you want me to do. Even the way she made Stormy get up, it was like, how you gonna make somebody get up so that you could sit next to her? That was a lot.
It
And
was.
then her and Sonny, that was another moment. How
Why
many
ask her to
times?
talk and you're gonna walk off?
And
What
then
are we
keep saying,
doing?
I don't believe you. I don't. Then what do you want? Like, what do you want?
Then she's like, I broke up with him first. Girl, I'm kind of with Sunny on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of felt like this before we went into season A, which is that's that lady husband. What the fuck we supposed to do about it? Let it go. Yes, we can call the lady trifling. He married the lady. He ain't shit if he was still talking to you. But what we supposed to do about this? Do you want a cookie? That was your man first? That's her husband. What we supposed to do?
I really think she just likes being a victim. Like she likes to be a person that everybody can feel sorry for. Because I think she was really enjoying the way everybody kind of felt bullied in order to support her. Like think about how when Moses and Sonny was trying to look at houses, how everybody was like, you sure you gonna do that? How Destiny gonna feel? It is just like she's barely in the clique as it is. Like even that's why Kimmy be low-key working on my nerves sometimes. As much as I love Kimmy.
A
Kimmy
lot.
does shit that really works on my nerves. That thing she did with Shanita this episode worked on my nerves too. Even though I totally understood where Tisha was coming from. When Tisha
Oh,
was
for
like, all
sure.
right, like, hey, no, enough. You know what I'm saying? But at the
I was
same
here for
time,
Tisha, low key.
Me
I
too.
was, but don't be touching people, especially if you don't want them to take it there after you decide to touch them. Because you really could have just said something from the beginning instead of trying to act unbothered. And that's the same thing Destiny be doing. Keep trying to act like you're unbothered by shit when you really are bothered. Like, just admit that you feel a way so that you could check somebody and not let shit fester until you putting your hands on somebody. Because Kimmy comes over to Shanita like, I see your wheels turning. I see where your mind is going. And it's, but then in the confessional says, you said something to her. So you kind of invited the disrespect. And it's like, well, by that mentality, if Shanita would have turned around and mushed the fuck out of Tisha, then we could say that she could do that because Tisha came and put herself in a personal space.
Tisha pushed her?
No, she came and grabbed her arm.
I noticed that. Okay.
Because they were walking. And at this point, the girl's like, come on, Op. So she's just saying it. And Tisha then kind of grabs her arm and holds her arm like, hold up. Stop playing with me. And I kind of felt like I was with Tisha because I'm like, how many times you going to call this girl a Op? Like, give it a fucking rest. What are you in high school? Moment. You know what I mean? Like, that shit was stupid. Once we've already had the conversation and determined that Tisha's fake, which we already know, everybody on this show is fake. Y'all are hanging around each other to be on a reality show.
Right.
Not because anybody really likes each other. We know. But specifically Tisha, because I feel like even when Mel did think you was her friend, you would still talk about that lady behind her back and calling her bougie and shit and then asking her help for shit. So I still feel like you're an op. But at this point, to keep saying it, come on, bro. Like, grow up. So I did understand where Tisha was coming from, but it was really Kimmy that annoyed me in a moment because it's like, don't try to placate Shanita and be like, don't take it there. Don't take it there.
It should have been the other way around. I definitely was here for Tisha, hands down. Like, if she let you slide the first time, you didn't get no more passes. I was glad for that. But Mel telling Tisha it's a way to talk. No, don't tell me how to talk after somebody called me out my name. You need to go talk to your friend. You're the one that invited her. And it should have switched. It should have been Kimmy trying to get Tisha and Mel getting Shanita. I was like, how did that happen? Right. But I enjoyed that portion. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely led to Shanita apologizing.
Right.
And I was cool with that. Tisha accepting it and moving forward. It's like good because honestly, y'all don't know each other to really have like a real beef like that. Like, you got to teach people how to treat you.
Exactly.
And there was that.
Shanita was giving, ain't nobody else gonna come on the show and really, I don't want to use the word
shake
bully.
it up.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna come on the show and really be Tisha's opponent the way they need to. Because y'all know Mel kind of checked out. So Shanita, like, I'm gonna come on and I'm gonna say the shit. I'm gonna do it repeatedly it just felt like she was trying to have a moment. Even though she probably meant the shit, it's just like, damn, we get it. Right. What else besides her being an op? So yeah, I was here for Tisha in that scene. But Kim, y'all, I can't stand Kimmy. Ever since the season where she was talking about her broken pussy, no shade. But that's what I called it. And I'm referencing Insecure for those of y'all who think I'm making fun of her. Yes, literally the whole season, all I could hear was Issa Rae broken pussy because I was done with Kimmy after that. I'm still done.
Girl, it was, what it was? It was her like, oh, if the men on the trip, we would have had so much more fun. We would have been laughing so much more if the men were on the trip. And it's like, because, then you mad at Mel talking about, oh, well, you had your little boy, so we all want that. And it's like, girl, last time we checked, you and your broken pussy wasn't even enjoying the stroke. So do you really need him here? Why don't you get you one of the island boys? We ain't gonna tell nobody.
No, I don't know why she would even say that, but did y'all catch? She said, I don't care if you rather be around women or you rather be with the women, girls more than you are with men. I was like,
Who did she say that to?
She said that in a confessional about Mel. So for me, where my mind went, and that may not be what she meant, but where I went with it was like, are y'all trying to insinuate that this lady be messing with women? Because that's I can have Martell or Mel.
Remember, yes.
So I'm like, what is going on here? Yes, it's the second time. And now if that's what she do, that's her business. But y'all shady. Like that was something.
Did you see Mel go live on Instagram?
Can I Mel? Yes, I did. I was just about to say.
This was a couple months ago.
She got up and say, have y'all ever known me to like coochie?
And she asked her friends and was like, have y'all known me to ever like women? And she was like, I ain't got no problem, but I'm not into women. So
I remember that. Right. We talked about it on the channel because I remember what Bondy said. Yes, I remember that. I remember now. We talked about it on the channel. Yeah.
I have never clocked your tea, but at the same time, you trying too hard to prove that you're not. That's unnecessary. You ain't gotta do all of that. You ain't gotta ask 50, 11 people about what you do. Because at the end of the day, if you was fucking a woman, nobody but you and that woman would know about it. Like, so all of that going
Yeah.
around the room shit was just real pointless to me. But you know, I said, listen, when y'all try so hard to prove y'all not gay, we think y'all might be gay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? And she did joke and say, you know, I might not be today, maybe in
That's so
30
crazy.
years. It's like,
She
girl,
did say that.
it's not gonna take 30 years, girl. Okay,
That's the
Necey Nash.
craziest thing.
Okay. Necey
Like,
Nash,
is
girl.
it?
It's not gonna take your 60. Calm down. Girl,
Child.
listen. Uh anyway. I'm gonna say y'all when we get off live. Jasmine is a mess. Anyway, so yeah, I was just looking at the episode kind of like, okay, this was cute, but I wonder if y'all are gonna be able to keep this momentum, because y'all know how Love and Marriage Huntsville can sometimes.
Because listen, why did we and Monster is growing up, handsome young man. I'm
Oh.
proud of you, Monster. Didn't need it. Didn't need it. Didn't need it.
And he don't
So
want to play
I'm
football.
wondering what's gonna happen with the rest of us. Say what?
He don't want to play football, and he doesn't look like he should be playing football. What else
He
can he go to
don't.
college for? I feel like I'm tired of seeing Maurice
Academics.
trying to make that boy live in his image.
That
When
boy want to get
really,
away from Maurice. That's why he said go to Cali.
and not only that, because he's talking about, oh, I'm worried about you being into the girls. It's like, well, that's what he gonna pick up from you, Mr. 6 Women in One Night.
Oh.
That's what he gonna pick up from you.
I forgot about that shit. Why you remember that?
Yeah.
Why do you?
Like, the girl,
Yeah.
I want your head to be on right. My nigga, what are you talking
Why
about?
you
Like,
remember that?
you're a sex addict and you
Yeah.
trying to check your son. You're literally a sex addict running Kimmy's coochie through the washing machine and dryer just so you can get off. And you sitting up here questioning your son about his little crush on a little girlfriend. I didn't like it, because even when the son was like, my mom don't even like bring girls up the way you do, it reminded me of the way people, I think, sometimes force kids to like tell them about their personal shit, and it might not be all of that. Like, to me, the younger generation, at least the smarter younger generation, is not as quick as I feel like we were in my generation.
Oh, girl,
Mhm.
no.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel
Do
like
you
my
do
niece
you
and them, you know, they wasn't doing as much as I was doing when I was in high school.
do you think he may often bring it up to make sure that his son is into girls?
Yep.
Oh, that type of toxic masculinity. Yeah, they do that shit. A lot
Want to
of
make
older
sure that
people
there's
do.
a girl so I can make sure there's not a boy. Because to be very clear, when he threw that football and that boy went to catch that football, the way his body went, I said, that nigga ain't got no coordination. I don't know what's going on.
He don't seem like he like it at all, like playing football at all.
I
It's like
don't.
it's being forced on him. Like, I'm cool, Dad. I'm not the football kid. It's okay.
That's why I'm like, what else can he go to school for? Does he draw? Does he play an instrument? He look like a band geek. Is he in the
In the
band?
confessional, Maurice did say or academics. He said or academics very strongly. So I think he kind of know that it ain't gonna be for sports.
It's
Yeah.
not. Let it go. Let it go. Stop trying to, turn that little boy into who you want him to be and let him just be himself. Oh my God. Anything else from Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all? Oh, wait, did y'all hear that Moses is in jail
I
because
did.
he wasn't supposed to
don't
be
know why, though.
filming?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Did he?
I just heard man was in jail, but I ain't know no reason why not.
I heard
was
that it was
supposed to be filming?
because he wasn't supposed to be in Huntsville. He didn't get approval,
He
and
broke
they
his
found
probation.
out.
Like Jennifer
So,
Williams' husband on Basketball Wives?
yes, but apparently not enough money to get him out of the situation. He don't, she don't have Jennifer Williams money. Because Jennifer Williams was able to pay to get that young man out of that situation. What else? Before we
Damn.
get out of there.
Shit, child. Very scene.
Stormy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, I'm gonna say this again. Like, I hate, how, because it's the same thing with Destiny. It's like, I feel like in real life, I like you, but some of the shit you do on the show really annoy the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Stormy conflating what happened with her and the YouTuber to the millimeter and male needs to speak up thing it kind of annoyed me because I've actually heard Mel tell people stop doing shit. I've heard her say it. Maybe she didn't proclaim it as loud as everybody would like, but I have heard her say stop doing crazy shit like that. I don't need nobody to fight my battles for me. I got me. I've heard her say that. So I do feel like we are ignoring the fact that Mel has told her fans to chill out, but it's the fans of this show specifically. And I keep trying to explain that it's not even really about Mel. It's about what Mel represents. I think a lot of women have been in the same situation where they were with a man that was treating them badly and they either wanted to leave or they left, and everybody around them treated them like they were at fault for it. Like they did something wrong by leaving the person, as opposed to, you know, being on their side. Like this person wronged me. Martell dogged me out. And y'all still cared more about being his friend than y'all ever did about me and protecting me. And so I feel like a lot of women are identifying with that and watching people kind of dogpile on Mel throughout the seasons and her not really having anybody in her corner. I think a lot of people have responded emotionally from watching that. But when you look at the shit with Anthony Lofty's, when you look at the shit with the girl that goes to Stormy's place, these are people on both sides. Anthony Lofty's can't stand Mel. And whoever that lady was might have been a millimeter. But either way, they both took it to a whole nother level. It's fans of the show as a whole, not just people that follow Mel. And it kind of irks me that she's trying to conflate those two things, because the domestic violence shit with her and Martell is still very serious. And for you to try to act like whatever was going on between her and Martell is like, it must be fake because harassing communication, the way she said it,
as like it was a joke,
or like that proved the point or something. Like Mel must be lying about what happened with Martell because this woman is lying on me, kind of like that. And I just really didn't like that, because I feel like that's been one of the main things that has had a lot of people upset with y'all on the show, Scott, Stormy, Destiny, is people feel like Mel is in a domestic violence situation with Martell and nobody seems to be paying attention to it.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
With the Stormy situation, for me, I didn't think that it was just solely about a person showing up to her business. I think it also was like the negative reviews that people put out there. I understand that she already had some on a BBB. Very true.
They
already had some. But around the time that they fell out, people heightened that. Once they learned that she had negative reviews, they piled on that as if they ordered products from her too, to further the narrative. So I do, for me, feel like it is the millimeters. I do think that the fan base as a whole for Love and Marriage Huntsville can be a fool, but right now we're drilling in on millimeters specifically. I feel like they are a problem. And whenever somebody has had an issue with Mel, some SHI is happening with one of those cast members based on what we've seen in the latest episodes. During that week, they may be getting some harassment. You may find out about a bunch of calls. Hell, they just did it to Heavenly. When Heavenly had a conversation on her platform about whatever was happening with Love and Marriage Huntsville and Mel, they up there blowing up that lady phone. So I mean, I have to call Mel out on that. In addition, I'm glad to hear, her supporters say, well, Mel has said on the platform plenty of times that she doesn't condone this and that. Well, if that's the case, then it shouldn't have been nothing for her to tell them. I've already said that. No, I don't condone it. Instead, she said she don't have to say shit. Right. So it's like, well, if you know that you don't condone it, then just say, I've addressed that. I don't condone it, and move forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. I think
it could have been the editing though. Because you know how they do that.
She could have fucked up earlier. Yeah, very much so. She definitely could have said that. Because the way they chopped it, I'm like, well, then why would she sit up there? And people are like, well, Mel has said that. Well, I'm glad that you have confirmed that she knows that her fans are out of hand. So for her to say, well, are you sure it's millimeters? Ma'am, let's not be dense on today at this particular time, because you are even aware on more than one occasion how your fans can get. You've even said it. I know that millimeters will get you. That's what you say. So just
I'm gonna tell you what that was though. I think specifically she was talking to Tisha, because it wasn't millimeters that did it.
Oh, you somebody that called the city.
Yes, it was that church that they was parking in the parking lot and leaving trash and all of that. So that's why I think that right there, that's why I said they chopped that shit up a little bit, because I know that Mel probably was really specifically talking to Tisha, like, oh, so you sure it's a millimeter? Because she probably didn't went and found out that it wasn't one of her fans.
Well, I thought Tisha and
I didn't even know that it was
themselves.
They did. They did.
They
That's
said
why
they
it's so
damn selves that
weird.
it wasn't they said it was some people
Mhm.
involved in the city and they wouldn't something.
That's
They
He
what
didn't
literally
like them or
Marceau
something
said.
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Trying to
uh,
make it seem like they're holding a black business
Yes.
back was
yes.
what
Right.
Marceau said.
They had that
Yep.
conversation last season, and Tisha was like, "Well, do you want us to move our business?" So when Tisha then sits at the table and blames it on Mel's fan, I was just like, "But you literally just said that it wasn't people from the show. It was." Honestly, I think they cut corners. I think Marceau and them like to take advantage of situations, kind of like I would rather say I'm sorry than ask for permission. And you can't be like that in business when you have other people around you that you have to consider. So I think they be fucking up because they don't do enough research, and he like to cut corners. Like that's what I feel like be happening with Tisha
Because
and
he think he
Marceau.
got all the damn answers. I definitely can see that.
And
I
Tisha
definitely
probably
can see
warns
that.
him, and he don't listen to her. And then
But
she
then
got to
didn't they
come up
say it was
behind
something
it.
else? Wasn't it something else where
Nail
oh
brought that up. And I'm like,
He
now I'll
did.
be honest, I ain't
Yeah.
know they was harassing her. I didn't know nothing about that. That kind of
Well,
came a
what
I
little
didn't
left
know that
field.
either.
That
They
was never,
probably was just saying shit on social media.
probably so. I
Everybody.
don't know if they were calling her
Anybody
daycare
on
or
reality
anything. I
TV
didn't
get
hear that.
harassed.
Listen, they need to understand. I do feel like the millimeters do the most. Please don't get me wrong, but I will consistently say it's the fans of the show, period. Because I
Yeah.
also feel like them people really don't care about Mel like that. Like it's not. I don't. That's why I said it's like crazy people that are attaching their own emotional shit to her, and that's just
Yes.
crazy people. But that's like again, what is she supposed to do about the people on the internet? I don't know.
Now,
But
see, that's the part too, because people saying, "Oh, well, Mel can't control." Granted, nobody's asking her to control. People are asking her to just make a statement. People are saying that she did, so she could have made one then. But my thing is also this now: if Mel does make a statement and put some out, make another one or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean anything is going to stop.
Right.
It could potentially continue, even if she does say something.
I think it
Like,
will continue because people, this is a reality show. Like that's people are gonna go at you on a reality show, not calling it businesses. Y'all need to please stop trying to encounter people in real life because you don't like what they've done on a reality show. Please fucking stop. But I also feel like when it came to shit, you said some Jamie, you keep saying something, and I keep wanting to like say something about what you said.
let me see. Mel being aware of what the fans do, or her acknowledging it and should have just said it at the moment.
Okay. Oh shit. Damn. But basically, I think I'm trying to remember what I was trying to get at because it's a part of that what you said, and you said it twice, but I didn't want to interrupt you. But it's like every time you say it, I keep wanting to
I
say
think that's
something.
what it was when I said if she's already said it and already addressed it, then she could have just told them in that moment.
Oh, that's what it is.
Mhm.
I was about to say, I don't think she really wants to stop her fans because low key, it's not that she wants y'all to do all of that, but she not mad at it either. That's what
Oh,
I think.
absolutely.
I think, especially when it came to like Stormy, when it comes to Destiny, like when
And
it
that's
comes
why
to
she said I ain't gotta
Marcel,
do a damn thing
it
because she's okay
But
with it.
I
because I
also
don't fuck
think
with y'all.
I also think that she doesn't want to assert herself as the leader of anything like that. I know it's crazy. I'm not comparing Mel to Beyonce, but I'm comparing the situations. Beyonce don't really address the Beehive specifically, like don't do this or do that, because then people are gonna believe that you're attached to having some type of power over a group. If Mel kind of just say, "Oh well, I don't agree with it,
We
but I
don't
can't tell
support
them to
bullying.
stop." If she
Mhm.
tells them to stop, then all of a sudden the next time somebody act an ass, she gonna be responsible for controlling this internet group of people. I wouldn't do it either. I wouldn't
But
say a
then that's
word.
the thing too that's interesting to me because people like to get on Nicki Minaj about her barbs. So if we feel like it's okay for them to not address it, then I guess nobody should say anything to Nicki
I
when
don't
her
think so.
fans are harassing Megan Thee Stallion.
Mm, I don't.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I have
'Cause
to agree with that. I
I
would.
would if I didn't feel like I've seen like tweets and shit of Nikki where I feel like she's like outright like telling
Dog
her
whistling.
fans or like,
Mhm.
kind of siphoning that energy up to go after people. And I also feel like it's been done so many times.
Mhm.
Like the journalist that, she did that to once got fired. Like,
Yep.
just,
With Karen Silver that
yeah.
worked with Karen. Mhm.
Like, it's just been a bunch of times over the years where I feel like she herself has sought out vengeance on people for saying things about her that she did not like. And so then when we see her fan base do it for her, it was almost like it was an extension of her from the beginning because we saw her do it.
I get that, but at the end of the day, I still feel like regardless of how it started, this is where we are, right?
Mhm.
So, and that's still your fan base, especially when they have a name that's tied to them, right? I just feel like we have to hold everybody accountable across the board. And just as much as I feel like Nikki needs to say something to them when they get out of hand, because we just literally talking about Megan and watching her journey and what she goes through constantly being harassed. I just feel like y'all don't have to like people or their talent or what they do, but y'all ain't got to take it that far off of a person that honestly don't even know y'all. And Melody
all.
sat up there and said, I don't even know
I
them.
know these people.
Right.
So y'all doing too much off of a
Yeah.
person that don't even know y'all. She
And I don't
appreciates the
blame-
support, but
I don't necessarily blame Nikki for everything that the Barbs do. Like the way the Barbs be in the comments, nobody's talking about Nikki whatsoever. Here they come. But see, when Nikki do it, like that has become such a regular occurrence in comments that of course,
they
I don't think
definitely do
anybody
that.
could.
Mm.
Girl, under
I just
every
found
And
the
see,
clip.
that's why I say that to me, the Mellows give Barb, because when you see a Huntsville post, then somebody it could be Stormy and Tisha talking. Somebody's in the comments bringing up Mel. It's like we ain't even talking about Mel. Mel somewhere like, now how did I get in this?
I
Because
get
they
that,
be doing, they
but
be
I also
teetering the
feel
line
like
for me.
they clicked up because they dislike Mel. I think is why people do that, and that's the difference between a Nicki
I get
Minaj.
that,
who
but if we
dislike a
talk about
star-
popcorn, how Mel get in the conversation of popcorn?
girl, you know they gonna. That's how they be. Them people crazy. That's why I said like I get it. It's them too, but I feel like it's the energy around that show, and also just fandom. Period. People just do too much, like in general. And y'all know what it is. It's people that ain't got no fucking life. y'all
And
know.
you
it.
know, and I feel like a lot of the fan base is much older.
Yes, older women in their rooms, in their houses, spazzing out, typing,
I just
emailing.
think they gotta chill, man.
I do too. Well, with that being said, I think we're done with the shows for now. Let's go ahead and move into a little bit of gossip. Well, your favorite rapper turned kingpin allegedly has been freed. 15 years probation. Young Thug, Slime Life is free to get out and post tweets that confuse us. Okay, like what's going on there, Young Thug? He gave a whole speech about how, really the reason why he got caught up in all of this is just because he's too nice. And then turned around and tweeted about how him and Wham, aka Lil Baby, need to come out with a song about rats. And I just was like, this street language seems like something you shouldn't be partaking in so soon after, getting off on those charges. But it's giving he's gonna be back, is what it's giving.
It sure
I was
is.
thinking the same thing.
With that
When I heard he
15-year
got 15
probation.
years probation, I was nervous for him immediately. Like everybody was celebrating, but I was like, "Ooh, this sounds like a setup to me." It sounds like your ass gonna be back because that's a long time. And then, like you said, with the tweets, it almost sounded like he was speaking in code. I was like, "Oh yeah, you gonna be back sooner,
Child,
much
that
sooner
is-
than what we think."
yeah, I mean, 15 years, that's a lot of days, a lot of hours, a lot of time to really mess up. And I'm trying to figure out how he finna do this and not be able to even go into Metro Atlanta. How that's finna work. Like, you finna be back down there, buddy. I don't know, y'all. But
And to
And
me,
he
Brian
can't
Steele was a
perform
hell
with
of an
certain
attorney,
people.
so I don't know.
all he got to do is have a performance and he can be in Metro Atlanta.
Child.
Just have a performance that weekend, and that's the reason why I'm in town. And I just kind of feel like it was weird the way people responded, because like I don't know if it's just me, but I'm one of them old school mindset people. I understand there needs to be an underworld in this matrix that we live in. There's always going to be people doing illegal shit and selling drugs and gang. It's always going to be happening. But I feel like we shouldn't be promoting it as if it's something to look up to. And I think it's weird when people have the same response to somebody like graduating from high school as they do to somebody getting out of prison. like the same jubilation as if the person is not coming off of punishment. Like, what are we giving them a party for? How about we wait to see if they stay out of jail before we celebrate that they got out of jail, like they going away to college or something like that, or just got a football scholarship or some shit. So
Right.
I just think it's weird the way specifically the Black community loves to promote degeneracy as if it's not illegal, as if it's not, well, something you shouldn't be promoting on the internet. And so when he gets up there and starts tweeting again, which is, I feel like, what partially got him in this situation, I'm like, that's stupid. And there were so many people arguing, you weren't watching the case every day. I don't need to be watching the case. I remember when they said Young Thug shot at Lil Wayne's tour bus. They say that he didn't do that, but I don't believe them. That was so many years ago. There's no way that was a fucking lie. Okay? That, to me, he's been putting in work for a very long time. So that tells me you were absolutely guilty, at least, of some of the shit they said you did.
Right.
So yeah, I don't understand our obsession with being like, free this person, even though we know they did it. Like,
Yeah, we could be definitely ass backwards sometimes. I don't know why. I feel like everybody about came together when it came to Diddy. So I don't know why. Because I'll be honest, because of his attorney, I'm like, okay, good for you. That attorney worked for that check. He got you off. Good. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know how to feel either, because didn't they say you killed somebody? So
Yeah. It's
and if
because
I
we
was,
don't know. We don't know any of the victims. I don't think so, of young thug activity. So people kind of just, it ain't
they
nothing
don't
different
care.
than the lyrics in his song. He talk about it in the music. We don't know the people. We not impacted. It is what it is.
Now, see,
That's what
I'm
they're thinking.
wondering, did they restrict some things he can do in his music?
Yes, he can't rap about violence.
That's why him tweeting, dropping a song with Wham on these rats was like, why are you talking about rats? And then somebody was trying to act like rats mean something different than people that toll on you. Like
Right.
it means people that toll on you. Like that's all it means. Like, and then also I was confused because he was like, that real plea deal. I'm like, so you had to tell on somebody to get out and somebody else is a rat? I'm so confused about how all of this works, girl. I'm old.
Yeah, this is interesting. I wonder if they're gonna be having a lot of energy for Lucci when he get out. Ain't he supposed to get out in January?
He's supposed to get out too.
About that. How long he been in there? What, 2 years? 3?
3 or 4?
Long enough for Reginae to move on like Maya, girl.
Thank God.
Mm.
That's gonna
Hallelujah.
be crazy.
You know who didn't move on? Mariah the
Who?
Scientist.
She did not.
Oh.
I mean, the way she got, tumbled around that club when he was in jail by his alleged side chick. And then she was
What?
waiting on him when he got out of jail. I was just like, girl, you waiting on him so he could cheat on you, because that's all that's gonna happen.
You know, a lot of times people preach, get you a man that got some money, got some about themselves. Well, it seems like the ones that be getting the money sometimes, not all of them, because everybody can't be no Russell now. But some of them be out here on a cam shit. They be out here having people out here looking down bad, because when that rich nigga put that pressure on you, like Miss Jazzy say, you'll endure
Girl.
whatever.
Now, I didn't add that because I felt like our commentary was going to be basically the same shit that it always is. She looked dumb. He disrespectful as fuck. What y'all want us to do?
But can I say something about that though? Can I
Please.
say that I feel a little bad for Jazzy? And I say that because she made a post tonight, and she put up a post of her daughter, and she said like something about your laugh is contagious, your smile is this, you make dark moments during postpartum worth living or something. And I felt bad for her in that moment, because imagine having your child. Okay, postpartum can hit you at multiple times at different times, and you're having to not only fight your emotions, what you're dealing with, going to work, being the mama to this child and his kids too, and then got to get online and fight to save face for the embarrassment after he done sat up here on the platforms and said the stuff that he said. Then he don't seem like he's at home a lot because he's so busy. I kind of feel a little bad for her, because her mental is probably like very low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
It's
felt a
probably
little.
fucked up, because that's the thing. If your mental already fucked up and then you gotta have a baby, Jami, go ahead and say good luck.
Good luck.
Like, yeah, that's what it's
Yeah.
giving. So,
I
I
was
mean,
like,
I
damn.
could feel bad for her in that way.
I'm
In that
trying
But
way
to.
only.
yes, in that way. Outside of that,
Yeah.
mm,
I was like, damn, I forgot all about the fact that she just had that baby. So she is in that postpartum, and I can imagine. I just don't think he's as active. And I just don't, I'm not in a relationship. None of us are. But I do question how supportive he is to her in that moment. But then you got to hop online. I'm like, Jazzy, baby, we know you're going to hang in there. Don't tell us nothing else. Just hang in there. And if you decide to leave, might well leave quietly too.
I mean, the other thing is this. I also feel like, and maybe people are different, but I also feel like postpartum puts you in fight or flight mode all the fucking time. And I have to question where she's at, where she still feels completely safe with him. Not saying he's a danger, but what I'm saying is by him going and speaking online so freely about her having her clown mask on, that puts her in situations to have to defend herself. So at what point do you say, okay, my peace lies here? What chaos are you? I'm sounding like Iyanla, but for real, what chaos are you coming from to where this is the piece that you choose? I don't know the lady life outside of their little tidbits on podcasts, but I don't know. I think it'll probably come to a head. I hope. And if she got the right people around her, she'll be able to stand up and take her clown mask off. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Whenever that happens, because she looks sad in the eyes to me. And I'll just say that the way she was working, like the way she's been working, the conversation with Corey Holcomb and Cam Newton reminded me of that. Because they were basically talking about how Corey likes to be with broker women because they can't just get up and leave. They'll deal with a lot of things. And Cam Newton loves to tell everybody that he doesn't think a woman can love him because he has so much money, even though he is technically attractive, like tall, big football player. Like, you're not just getting women because you have money like Corey. Like, you're also getting women because you're a big old buck. You know what I'm saying? So that whole mentality is meant, I think, to keep women in a cycle of trying to prove themselves to him. And I think that's what she was trying to do, because she was pregnant and she's working and making her own money. And then she's cooking for his kids. And now she has the new baby and he's still fucking around on her. And it's obviously bothersome to her, because then they're having conversations, he said, of being taking walks around the fucking park after dark. Shout out to Jesse Wu. So that she can try to understand why he's doing that and how can we lessen it. Like, the fact that you even think it's your responsibility to try to stop him from cheating on you or having sex with other women, like, girl, that's too much work. And it seemed like it's not even financially working out for you, because you still cooking and cleaning and working. What's the
You
point of
know
having
what
$1
that
million
reminds
nigga?
me of?
Hmm.
It reminds me of that TikTok you brought up a couple weeks ago with that white lady talking about the NFL player.
Yes.
Mhm.
He was trying to run her ragged, but also wanting her to work to prove herself to him while he cheated
Mhm.
on her.
Oh
I
my.
didn't finish the story, but it's very similar to Jazzy because neither one of them are wives.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not saying that makes you better than anybody else, but what I'm saying is they're more committed to their situation, even though they're not in a marriage. They're girlfriends. They could leave without having to deal with the legality of things,
Yeah.
and they still can't because they're trapped to their situation.
Sad. So
Yeah.
very, very sad. Well, we wish her all of the luck in the world, girl. With that being said, let's move over to another relationship that's really upsetting me and my homegirls. DDG and Halle. So apparently, there have been new developments on this story as we've been on live. But basically, DDG had the baby while Halle was out of town, I guess. And she posts online basically saying, I don't appreciate my baby being, somewhere where I don't know where they are. Hold on, let me find, because it's been so many different posts, child. Okay. She says, "Hi, everyone. Just so you know, I am out of town and I don't approve of my baby being on a stream tonight. I wasn't told or notified, and I am extremely upset to have my baby in front of millions of people. I am his mother and protector and saddened that I wasn't notified, especially when I'm out of town." So it low key seemed like something he did on some sneak shit. Like you waited for her to be gone so that you could take the baby over to Kai Sanat's house. And everybody was like going in on Halle to the point where she had to remove her social media for a little while. She said she was also suffering from severe postpartum. And there are boundaries that she wished would be respected. And this reminds me of what we had been saying the entire time about them, which was that he was doing shit she wasn't comfortable with, like putting a baby on social media, talking about the baby on social media. It was so many times. But originally, the first time I remember feeling like he's doing this shit on purpose is when he was recording and she was walking in the background looking pregnant. That was the first time we peeped it. All of that still made it on. And then we went back and found out about the April 1st post where he posted a sonogram
I was
talking
about
about
to say
April
that
Fool.
next.
But she was actually pregnant at that time. So to me, it was so many different instances of her wanting to be private about it because she's not talking about it, but him leaking it online as a way, I think, to bring traffic, to bring questions. People are going to watch if they want to know what's going on with them. He used it for clout, basically. And I think he did the same thing with this Kai Sanat thing. You bring your baby over there, holding that baby in front of you because you know it's gonna get you more response from people. The girls are gonna love to see, oh, he's with his son. He loves his son. Y'all know the bitches love that. That's gonna bring them in. You know what I'm saying? I know he has an affinity for young kids. He had like a little cousin or a nephew that he will always have around him.
Yeah.
And I just feel like at the end of the day, it don't matter whether his kid or another kid is giving shoplift the pootie. I know that people like seeing babies. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's given. But to me, everybody wanted her, and it was kind of fucked up because then we see why she was nervous.
Who that? Who's that? Is that D? Oh my life! I swear to God, I don't know.
I got my son. Get me out of here.
I swear to God, I swear to God, I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Don't watch this. What's this?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh my life, I don't know what's going on.
What the hell?
Oh my life, I don't know what's going on.
Okay. So this was basically a prank where they were acting like Diddy was in the basement or something.
That's
and here's
dumb
the
as
thing.
fuck.
It's very stupid.
Child.
He's in prison. It makes no sense. But essentially, nobody knew what the fuck was going on. All we know is you there with your baby. And you could tell that DDG didn't really know what was going on. Like, it wasn't, oh, I know this is all a game. Because he was like, I got my son with me, bruh. Like, get me out of here. Like, but that's why she had a problem with it in the first fucking place. Because why would you bring her baby to Kai Sanat's house? He always has shit going down at his house. His baby shouldn't, their baby shouldn't have been there. If you want to go do Kai Sanat, then make arrangements for the baby to be somewhere else. But bringing that baby with you when these people don't give a fuck about you and your kid, they just want streams. So even though it was a prank, if I'm Haley and I'm Halle and I'm out of town and I don't know what the fuck going on and I see this shit going on and my baby there and I can't even reach my baby right now, and I'm going through postpartum, I would freak the fuck out. And if you're a grown adult man, why would you put your baby mama through that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I think she's validated in how she feels. People saying she can't tell him what to do with his child. It's his child too. But we don't know the agreement that they had. I feel like she gives him a lot of free range to have their child on social media. But if that's where she draws the line, especially when she's out of town, that's where she draw the line. And I don't see nothing wrong with that.
And also this idea that, oh, I can't, you can't tell him what to do with the baby. Yes, the fuck I can. Are you out of your mind? That's my baby. No, you can't have my baby at somebody's house I don't want my baby at. I don't give a damn. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I know I ain't got no kids, but that sounds crazy as fuck to me to tell somebody mama that they can't tell the daddy, I don't want you bringing my baby to no weird nigga's house where anything could happen.
Exactly.
The
Right.
fuck?
I said I want y'all to remember that when it's her turn. When it's her turn, I don't want to hear nobody saying nothing about how she needs to explain anything if y'all feel like he don't got to explain nothing to her, because there will come a time.
When she got a
I
new
don't want
man.
this to turn into no custody thing for them,
Oh,
but
I
that's
pray
what it's
not.
giving
Mm-hmm.
if he continue
Well,
with the antics.
let's see what he said here because he's defending her.
One thing I don't like when people do, I don't like when people hate on Halle. I don't care if people think she wrong or not, or if I think she wrong or right. She could be going through something mentally after having a kid that I can't understand as a man. So when situations like this happen, I try to handle it with as much grace as possible because Halo needs her, you know. I need her. We need each other to create a childhood that's safe and fun and memorable for him. And Halo is the biggest blessing in my life. Like I don't know, like I don't remember what life was like before Halo, and I wouldn't have him if it wasn't for Halle. And for that reason alone, like I got unconditional love and respect for her that nobody can really change. And y'all got to understand, we going through a very different transition right now. We only been parents for 10 months. One thing I don't like with people, now we going through like a little breakup, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to understand we going through something, you know, that's a little, you know, it's hard for us. So when little stuff like this happen, it's really nothing. People go through this type of stuff all the time. I just don't appreciate when people try to put me against her, or it's like me versus her and all of this, and she's wrong and he's right, blah, blah, blah. Like, y'all can hate on me for as long as y'all want, but leave Halle alone, man. Mentally, y'all don't know what she's going through when it comes to postpartum. She just pushed the whole human out. She dealing with a whole new life. Like, she has to put everything, you know, not on pause, but she has to always consider Halo in every situation. I do too. But, you know, as a mother, I know it's way more detrimental. So I got way thicker skin. My skin is overly thick when it comes to online backlash. Now we going through like a little breakup, but I know for her it's something very, very new. And I'm just asking y'all just to chill and let's go back to regular scheduled programming. Like, no one's perfect. We are only humans. So
Okay, I need to say something because I don't need to hear no more, and this is annoying me. There are so many of y'all in the comments. He's not a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. Nobody is saying that DDG is a bad guy. I'm not even really that mad at the situation because, bitch, we tried to tell you. And we tried to tell her that he was somebody that was going to do shit for clout, regardless of whether it should be done or not. So, for instance, you can be a YouTuber and not put your child in a situation like that. You could inform her, have a conversation with her before you do something like that. Very simple shit. Nobody's saying he's a bad guy or anything like that, but this is a pattern of behavior of her wanting things to go a certain way when it comes to her baby and him going in exact opposition of that. Him coming online to tell y'all to leave her alone, that's cool and everything, but I only think that makes him look better to all of the he's not a bad guy women who don't want to see this for what it is, which could be somebody being immature and playing emotional mental games with somebody because they can. Niggas do it every day. They use babies to upset women every day, B. So we're just pointing out a pattern of behavior when it comes to her asking for certain things, when it comes to the baby and him ignoring her and doing whatever the fuck he want to do anyway.
I feel like I am glad he came back on to defend her, because we've seen some situations with baby mamas, baby daddies, and the daddy did not come on to say anything but continue to argue. But I will say, with you being aware of her mental state and what she's dealing with, why would you come online and put the breakup out there when it appears to me that that may be something she didn't want out there? I don't think you really took her into consideration with that. But then now, with the situation that you meant to likely mean no harm with, And her coming out saying what she said led to a lot of backlash on her. And then now you want to make a statement. Why you ain't make this statement, when the breakup and stuff was exposed to everybody? So I just hope that I hear what he's saying. I think that I appreciate what he's saying, but although I hear what he's saying, I hope he hears what he's saying so that as he moves forward, he could just be a bit better, with the situation and co-parenting and everything. Just do a little better because they are young. This is new for them having a child and stuff, but y'all got to understand that y'all are public figures. And if you don't want social media to be so involved in what you have going on, then y'all gonna have to learn how to scale back on all of that. And, I mean, y'all might have to just not put the baby on social media. And that's the reason why I kind of was supporting her. Because hell, Halo looked like he don't even want to be up here, child. Okay. So somebody gotta advocate for the baby, just a little piece. Okay. He about don't even want to be on social damn media.
And he do be dragging that little baby around. Like, why is you just dragging the baby around like that? Like, what's going on?
So
But
yeah,
you
I
know,
want him to just grow up a bit and get it together, and it'll be all
yeah.
right.
Child swatted. Yeah, people were saying that Kai Cenat's house has been swatted. Like his address is like public, people know his address. So people will call the police while he's on live. I do feel like that's an environment that you shouldn't bring your young baby into. Like, I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
Like
Absolutely
you
not.
don't know these
I
niggas,
have to
man.
agree.
Like you just don't
Yeah,
know what
don't
could
do that.
happen.
And
So
that was
yeah.
such a prime example with that prank. Like, let there be a lesson. Like, yeah, nah, I'm not taking the kid to this one.
It's
It's
crazy to me
good.
how they
I
went
got
from
my son,
covering the
man.
baby face to showing the baby all the time. I wonder how they got to that. I
I
feel like
think it's
covering the baby.
him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
What?
Covering the baby face probably was something Halle wanted to do, and
Mm.
now all of a sudden we see the baby face everywhere. So it's just like they went from one extreme to the next, and I'm thinking they need to go back to the other, which is we don't need to see the baby.
I
Yeah,
think so.
I feel like it's her baby. I'm sorry. Like I often feel like it's the mother's, especially like, if the mother is a mother and I'm just saying like didn't just push a baby, that's her baby. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can go to hell with that. But yeah, well, let's speak on some other people. This is the last subject before we get out of here. Make sure y'all like the video.
Girl, why the
So
fuck? I'm
what?
sorry.
What
I
we
just
What?
do?
saw this video pop up of Rashida doing a video over here on YouTube talking about
I
Jasmine.
saw it.
Girl, what?
Oh,
It
Jasmine,
said something about
girl.
Jasmine pregnant again, but Kirk Frost is the one that's on her. First of all, they trying to take a page out of Safari's book, just a little piece, and chaotic and scrappy by bringing a little bit of their delayed mess over to the YouTube, where Kirk seems like he's about to start talking about Jasmine and her supposedly being pregnant again, and he's
Mhm.
saying stop with all the cap. But we can talk about Gia, my bad,
Okay.
and that man.
Girl, okay. So, because I need to do some research on that. Like, I saw them post earlier today about happy 25th anniversary. And honestly, I want to make some free Rashida t-shirts. Like I
Rashida,
really
free Rashida. How about
listen. And it's really just a statement because Rashida's never gonna be free. But just like I think all of the people that like to say free Tory Lanez, like you don't really mean that shit. You don't really care. You just like to put that shit in comments. Trump 2024, you ain't even go vote. You just like to put that shit in comments. So I feel like why not put free Rashida on the t-shirt to symbolize all of the women that need to be freed from stupid shit, but they really need to just free themselves, girl. Go ahead and free yourself. So these two, what the fuck was they thinking with the baby's Halloween costume being Lil' Kim? What were they going through?
What?
Girl,
You
I'm
didn't
about
see
to play
that?
it. I'm about to play it. And this is the problem for me. The problem for me is literally that DJ Envy can be seen online making excuses for Diddy and talking about he's a freaky nigga. He's a freaky nigga. So you seem to have a blind spot.
Very freaky nigga.
Yeah. He has a blind spot to me creepy men who are predators. Like, cause why do you not realize that posting your little girl on social media
What?
like this?
Stop
Girl,
it. I'm hot.
girl,
What the what?
girl.
What?
Shall I proceed?
And I was like, where is Gia? Because I didn't realize that was Gia to the left. And I'm like, why is Gia not Lil' Kim?
Have
Like
they
that would have made more sense.
She could have wore anything else and been Lil' Kim.
She could have. I'm telling you, that red costume was terrible.
Get it back, or the
And I guess they thought because she had a coat on, it wasn't that bad, but it was bad to me. Because in my mind, all I could think about is the predators that want to see your little girl in adult attire.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he did too much on that one for me. I can't.
And I know they fought that logic with themselves, like, it's just a swimsuit. Anyone that sexualizes a child is crazy. This is why I think some of that language about, it don't matter what we out here wearing. It don't matter. If you're the one who sexualizes it, you have the problem. All that language is not always healthy, because this is a situation of that. Is it the people seeing the child that's sexualizing her, or is it that the child is wearing something that's inappropriate and that the appearance is coming off a certain way?
Right.
Girl, I don't know which one. All I know is it felt uncomfortable to me. You know how they said, they used to say porn is, I don't know what it is, but I know it when I see it. Like, or, that like that's what this is giving.
Disappointment. Yeah. Out of all of the things, costumes and people she could have portrayed, this is where we go. It's so many different things she could have did with Lil' Kim. I can't. They could have kept her jacket zipped up. I just can't.
Absolutely.
I'm good. I just can't. I can't.
She could have had on a different type of outfit. That was just out of pocket.
Extremely. I'm just disappointed.
Ooh, shit. All right.
Just
all right then. That was all I had for us tonight, girl. That's the show. I hope that y'all enjoyed this latest episode of the OLFP. Okay. Listen, girl, we won't be here next week.
Yeah.
But we'll be here the following. Okay. So y'all can look for us later. Not next week, but the week after, girl. But we thank you guys so much for coming through. Make sure you follow all of us on social media. Where's the picture? Oh my God, he's upgrade, whatever. Theirs is the same. Mine is different, but y'all saw it on the screen, bitch. Okay, like whatever. Follow us all, okay? Because I'm a red hot pimp. Anyway, thank you guys for coming through. We hope you had a good time. See you later. Bye.